Okay, so we're going to get into something big today. I mean, big as in something that I am forever having to work on. And it's just some things that I have sort of processed over the last few months. And I really want to channel the power of this in my life. And so I'm going to channel the words out as if it's going to be a perfect practice in my life. Because that's how that works, right? Right? Ha. Okay. I want to talk about attention, about awareness, about intention, and focus, and the way in which all four of those things play a huge role into the way in which we show up towards our dreams. And really, it's all about how we are going to achieve our dreams. Those four right there. You'll thank me if you actually watch this video, if you have the attention span to focus. Attention is your energy currency. So whatever you're giving your attention to is going to grow. And so one of the most important things you can do for yourself and for your dreams is to identify any attention drainers. This could be boys. Anyways, this could be the internet. This could be social media. This could be sitting near a window and watching squirrels outside of it. I'm not calling myself at all out. But what are your attention drainers? Because attention, where your attention goes, your energy flows. Your energy is your biggest currency. What are you giving it to? Awareness is your mirror to life. So it's that presence of your inner and your outer world. If you lack awareness, more often than not, you're probably reacting to life instead of shaping life. Awareness of your patterns and of your routines and of things that may be limiting beliefs are very important. Without my awareness, I might just be expending a lot of my attention in places they don't belong. Intention is your guiding compass. Intention is your why. It is your purpose. Attention shows you where your energy is going. Intention gives that energy direction and meaning. Without clear intentions, it's easy to be adrift. It's easy to not know where to direct your energy. Focus is the ability to channel your attention and intention into a direction. It's the discipline to stay on track. Even if you have the clearest intentions, without focus, where do you think that's going to get you? Without focus, you're not getting the results. I promise you. So, what can you do to create routines of focus? Something that I have really enjoyed in my not always having client reality I'm living in right now is creating like containers of focus. And what I mean by that is where I'll have an hour where I literally am doing nothing but focusing on this. And that is especially important for me because I am a multi-hyphenate woman. I am forever pursuing all of the adventures. And if I'm not actually carving out focused time to be focused on one project at a time, I am going to be all over the place. And I'm speaking at this from very personal experience. Discipline is an act of self-love. It is an act of saying, hey, I believe in these dreams that have been given to you, and I believe in your ability to do them. But I also know that you're going to need to pay attention to where your attention's going, live in awareness, have some serious intentions to fuel you to create containers of focus. And that right there is where it lies. So, awareness leads to attention. Being aware of where you're putting your attention. Attention fuels intention. intention, shifting your awareness and attention to where you want it to be. Intention channels focus. When you are really intentional about what you're doing with your time, that's where the focus lies. And then focus is what leads to the results. Just because I like to anchor everything in hope, the way hope plays into this whole thing is the hopefulness of it all is what reminds you of why it's worth it. Where your energy goes, hope grows. So, if I were to use myself as an example, and I were to shift my awareness to where my attention is, it would allow me to see that oftentimes my attention is grabbed very easily by my phone, whether it's somebody contacting me where I'm like, hey, someone wants to be in touch with me because I am way too available to this device that is filming me right now. Another awareness of where my attention is going is sometimes I am working against myself because I will be working on a project and then I want to pay attention to like the 7 other ideas that pop up into my head. And so the whole reason I've had to create focused containers is because of this, because my mind is forever just flowing with, oh, maybe you could do this idea. And you have to be very decisive about where you're putting your attention. And so this is where your intention comes in. You can just say, hey, when I am in this focus container, I will jot down the ideas, but my intention is to be only focusing on making this video right now. So what does that mean? Maybe I put do not disturb on my phone. And if I'm living intentionally with my time and I'm very focused on hope energy, on hope's world, I can be a bit of a channel. I can be a very inspired, intuitive, just words will flow out of me. Life flows with me. I flow with life. And there's a really beautiful and profound way in which when I am in alignment, life just lines up with me. And so I can tell you that when I am not able to get a message out clearly, or when I'm feeling creatively blocked, or if I'm feeling like I'm drained of all of my energy, it's usually because I'm leaking it. I'm also here to remind you, make sure you're paying attention to your life, because it is very easy to get consumed in paying attention to everyone's lives on the internet and forget that you should be paying attention to your own. If focus is the bridge between intention and results, then you need to make sure that your intention is very, very clear and that your focus is also where it needs to be. This is why all of them work together. Because if I'm focusing on making sure I'm available to whomever at the moment, then I'm not focusing on channeling whatever message wants to come through me. If I'm trying to write, which I have to be very laser focused when I'm writing, if I give in to any distractions, I lose my flow immediately. And so having that understanding of like what actual focus I need to be able to accomplish my goals has been a game changer for me, because I can see when I'm sort of untethered, spiraling, or if I'm just floating, and I can say, oh, I'm floating because I don't really have a lot of intention behind my actions right now. Or I'm spiraling because my focus and attention are going to too many different places. Or I'm feeling drained because I am giving too much of my energy out for free. Okay, so what are you supposed to do with all that, huh? Right? I know that's what you're thinking. Here's what I'm learning to do with it. I am learning to live a more mindful and intentional day, start to finish. And what I mean by that is I will literally wake up in the day and say, what needs my attention today? And I do a lot of mindful practices to keep my awareness as to, am I being distracted? I also have to be very honest with myself. Ooh, not very fun to do, but we all could use a big dose of honesty to ourselves on a regular. So I have to also hold myself accountable when I am giving so much of my attention, which usually ends up going to boys and Instagram. When I know that I'm leaking it, it's one of those two, always. If I am not intentional about how I'm using my time, if I'm not mindful about how I'm using my time, if I'm not bringing my awareness to my daily things, I will fall into the habits. The other thing that I do is at the end of each day, I like to just celebrate. I have a whole gratitude practice, and I also have a well done hope practice. And it's allowing myself to build this confidence in myself that I actually am able to pay attention to where my awareness is going. I am able to live intentionally, and I'm able to focus. And as a girl who has been told her whole life that she's got ADHD and she just does not have any focus, it is so valuable to make sure I bring my awareness to the fact that I can focus. I am capable of focus. I've had to learn to work this is because having multiple projects going on is vital to my happiness. I am a woman who thrives in curiosity, in creativity, in adventure. I thrive in being able to have spontaneity, and I thrive in having some structure. And so I thrive in having multiple projects going at once. I thrive in being able to chase these ideas that just seem to come to me. I thrive if I am allowing myself to follow multiple pursuits. Now, if that is going to be the way I live my life, which it's going to be because I'm all about that, that means I have to make sure that when I am creating the containers of focus, that it's only for that project, period. Because my brain is like a little playground and it just wants to go here and here and here. And I have to reel that in or else I never get anything accomplished. And so having that awareness about myself and disciplining myself enough to say, hey, where's your focus supposed to be right now, Hope? The amount of times I ask myself that in a day, I should count it. If your awareness is your energy currency, how poetic would it be if you gave your life your awareness? How much of a love note would it be to yourself if you just allowed yourself to pay attention to yourself, to your needs, to your feelings, to your patterns, to your rhythms, to what works for you, to what's distracting you, to what you really want, to what makes you really light up inside, to what makes you feel really fulfilled. What a beautiful gift it is to give to yourself that kind of attention to yourself. I'm here to remind you that you're worthy of that. Your dreams have been given to you on purpose. And it takes so much focus and intentionality in order to accomplish your dreams. And it takes you seeing yourself as worthy of being the one to pursue the dream. You are. So let's put this in practice. I would love for you to do a little bit of an awareness check-in about your day. Where's your energy going? Do you have intentions in your life? Intention gives you the direction. So are you setting that in your life? Are you being intentional? And how can you harness your focus in a way that works for you? Some people really are just naturally able to hone in and they don't need to have little containers to make themselves focus. Some people are able to just ignore their phones dinging with notifications. I hate you. Just kidding. I admire you because I have to have my phone turned off in order to not be distracted by the notifications. So what works for you? Every single person has a different way in which their brain works. And self-awareness is one of the most beautiful gifts you can ever give yourself. Understand the way you work. Understand what it is that's blocking you. Understand your gifts. Understand how you need to spend your time in order to build your dreams. And understanding yourself and having self-awareness, it opens life up to you. Because then once you become aware, you know what you need to set up for yourself. Imagine you know yourself at such a level that you can't be swayed or distracted by anyone's outside opinions of you. So, how many of you actually paid attention to this whole video?